Wednesday evening when I'm making this, and I just wanted to make sure that I did pop in today since I promised you Monday answers. So here we go. Just excuse me for a second. Didn't get my antioxidants in today yet, so I need to get that done really quick. Okay, so I am just going to go through the questions one by one that you guys listed in one of the food posts from last week. So Jessica Hale, you need a Whole Foods in your neighborhood, and you're struggling with cooking and eating veggies regularly because there's too many ways to cook them, and you don't know which ones to cook. Okay, so my suggestion about Whole Foods, I do have a Whole Foods here, and I love it. So I love that you're thinking about Whole Foods because they have really great stuff there. But if you just need suggestions on brands to look for that are already vetted and that you know are going to be from clean sources, you can just go right on their website. You can also just pop open the Amazon app and look for any of like the Whole Foods stuff on there because they will show you all the brands that they carry there, and it would be super easy to just order those from Amazon too. So hopefully Amazon delivers to where you are. As far as vegetable prep, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite ways and easy ways to get vegetables cooked without really having to think about it. So as far as which vegetables you choose, that's really up to you, whatever you like. But the things that are going to work really well for this method are going to be onions, bell peppers, carrots, even celery, asparagus, anything that can be roasted. So this is called the 400 degree oven. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put a plain sheet pan right into the oven. Then you're going to put it on preheat for 400 degrees. While that's heating up, you're going to go over to your cutting board. You're going to cut all your veggies. And if you want protein, you can do protein. You're just going to cut it all in 1-inch pieces. Toss it in olive oil. Throw in the spices that you like. I personally love like anything from Trader Joe's. Their Duca spice is awesome. Their Everything But the Bagel. Their 21 seasoning salute is great. I just today picked up a chili lime like dry spice that I'm excited to try. So you just want to season that up with whatever you're going to use for your seasoning, and then as soon as that oven hits 400 degrees, you just open up the door. You want to put your cut veggies and protein onto that pan and be careful because it's going to sizzle since that pan is going to be super hot, but it's also going to help make a nice crust on your veggies, and then it's going to just roast. So you're going to leave it for 15 minutes and then go ahead and get in there and just check and see how everything is progressing. And at that point, if your protein is cooked properly, this works good with shrimp too, or chicken squares. If your protein is cooked, then go ahead and just pull that out. Unless you like everything to go a little bit more, then you can just leave that in there for another couple minutes. But I would say usually it doesn't take longer than 20 minutes to get all of that done. All right, so next question, Colleen Jesperson and Nikki Kelly, cost and quality. So you're wondering how you can eat healthy without breaking the bank. And my best suggestion about that is to buy in bulk and freeze what you don't use right away. So I personally do a ton of shopping at Costco. That membership does not go unused at my house. I'm usually at Costco like twice a week getting produce like fruits and veggies, and their like deli, clean meats, all of that stuff is really great there too. And we don't eat all of that stuff every single week, so I do freeze stuff. Usually every time I go, I'll freeze a little bit of stuff. Jana, you want few ingredients and easy prep because you're cooking for one. So totally understand that. I know it's a big challenge, and that's like the complete opposite of what I have going on at my house. But my best suggestion for this is to just prep your recipes ahead and split them and then freeze half of it. So when you're ready to go back to have the rest of that recipe, then you can just pull it out of the freezer, either defrost it overnight and then like cook it in a pan, or have it be something that you can stick into the crock pot or Instant Pot and cook up really easily that way. Miss Ria, you buy a bunch of stuff and then within a day you have no idea what to make for dinner. So, yeah, that happens to a lot of people. You're not alone with that. And I also was doing this and I was kind of stuck in a rut where we were having the same things over and over again. So, one of my friends suggested to me that I get not a prescription, a subscription to a website called realplans.com. It's super cheap. I want to say it's like $5 a month, but I don't know. I think I pay for the whole year in advance and then you get a little bit off of that. And it's really easy to go in there and just say like, I have chicken and asparagus. What can I make? And they will give you a bunch of suggestions for that. And honestly, too, if you don't want to spend any money on it, which I totally get, you can just Google, what do I make with chicken and asparagus? And you will get like 500 bazillion recipes for the ingredients that you have. So I would just do that instead of just kind of standing there in front of your fridge and not knowing what to do. Use some technology to get some suggestions because there's no shortage of suggestions out there. All right, Kathy, you want easy prep, smaller portions, and convenience because I totally understand you are exhausted after working and you still need to put something on the table. So we're going to help you try to avoid some of those like fast food, like convenience things. So a really great suggestion is freezer meals. Hopefully you can like set aside some time, and even if it's like once a month to do this or once every other month, if you have a little bit of a longer time to be able to do this, prep them ahead and then you won't have to worry about food every single week. You can split portions down to 4. I'm going to link you to a freezer meal prep website that I use a ton that I really, really, really like, and they have a lot of different options on there. But typically those are only like 4 to 6 servings, and I mean, me personally, like I would probably eat like 1.5, maybe 2 of those servings also in one sitting. So I wouldn't worry about it being too much. But if there are some meals that say like 8 servings, then go ahead and just split those in half and put them into separate prep bags. So making them accessible by freezing them ahead of time, that's just going to really cut down on you feeling that pressure to come home and like figure out what you're going to have because you know you have a bunch of good stuff in the freezer already. It's also okay to like want to have some convenience food. So think ahead when you're at the grocery store if you need to pick up some of the stuff in that freezer aisle, or even stuff in that can just be in your pantry to make weeknight meals really quick and easy. I like to have just a handful of flavorful sauces around the house that can just be like in the fridge or in the pantry. You can use them to make like fast and tasty meals in a pinch. So I am being that I love Asian flavors. I do a lot of coconut aminos, which is a substitute for soy sauce if you've never used that before. Coconut aminos plus oyster sauce, and then sprinkling on a little bit of the everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's is awesome because it gives you like a sweet, salty, like sesame flavor. That is awesome for like chicken wings, even going on fish is really good. Breakfast for dinner is always nice and fast, like avocados and eggs, doing avocado toast. If you make homemade waffles, which we do at my house a ton, I always like add extra protein powder to that. And then I make a double batch and we just freeze all the extra ones. So whenever my kids want them or they just want a snack that is kind of like a fun snack, but I know that I've put extra protein and stuff in there, I don't feel bad about them heating up one of those waffles. And also, you can find this brand. It's called Tasty Bite. I have seen these at lots and lots of different grocery stores that I go to, but this one is Indian vegetable tikka masala, and I also have like a ginger curry one that's really good. But this just has like all the sauce and all the vegetables in there, so if I'm in a pinch, I'll just come home and make some rice, and then I'll just like heat this up in a pan and I'll toss it all together, just spread this on top of the rice, and that is like a really, really nice, flavorful, quick meal to have. Okay, Stephanie, you have a problem keeping quantities of veggies handy because they go really quickly in your house. I can see that with for people that are loving vegetables and they just take up a lot of space. And yes, I agree. Vegetables take up a ton of space in the refrigerator. Um, so my questions would be, how often do you grocery shop? Are you um, in a position that you can make use of like a vegetable delivery service midweek to keep another batch of vegetables coming in if you don't have time to run to the grocery store again in the middle of the week? I do that imperfect foods drop, and that comes on Wednesdays here. So if I can make it out to like get fruits and vegetables over the weekend, or if I go like on Monday and then I know that some more stuff is coming on Wednesday, that kind of just helps keep things even. So I don't have to buy like so much stuff when I go to the store because I know like some of the staples are going to be coming in that box. All right, Rachel, this is the last question. Finding it hard to stick with the meal plans, so things end up going bad. Yes, I totally get that. I've been in that position many times. So my best suggestion there would just be to still prep the meal and then just go ahead and pop that in the freezer so you can use it at a different day because you for sure don't want to just throw out that food. And if you already know what you have planned for the week, I would just skip ahead and prep or like cook the ones in the moment that can't be frozen and freeze the ones that will hold up better in the freezer or that can be like thrown into an Instant Pot or something like that or a crock pot to cook up. Okay, so those are the questions you had. Thank you for all of those. I hope this was helpful. And if you have more questions or follow-ups, just feel free to hit me up. I will be here and happy to answer any more of your questions. All right, good night, guys.